Alright, welcome everybody. This is the reboot of my Facebook / YouTube series. I know it's been a while since I've done this. I kind of got a little, I guess you could say, got a little frustrated with my mission, I guess, because with all the videos I've been watching and all the pictures that I've been seeing, it shook me up to the point where that's all I was seeing, when basically my brain was sitting still, you know what I mean? So I took the time to kind of just relieve myself of that burden, but then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, that's exactly what they would want, is for me to stop doing these videos so you all no longer, for those of you who watch, no longer have information, so they're free to do whatever they want. That's the government, the terrorist, whoever. Excuse me, I got a little bit of a cold going on. And so I, and a couple other reasons, mentioned to a buddy of mine that who is showing my videos to cadets that he works with over his fire department. And I thought, if a guy like him has enough faith in my message and the things that I say to show the youth that he helps instruct, that they are the future. We who are in our 20s and 30s and 40s are still the future. We have a lot to do, a lot to clean up, but we have the potential to fix all the wrongs that have been going on, and to fix the wounds that have been caused by 8 years of misadministration. So to kind of get into a lot has happened since my last video. I mean, everything from the expansion of the Islamic State to the chaos at the border, Ebola being the new hot button, diva disease that we're going to highlight this year. We've had several, right? We've had bird flu. We had what was the one? Swine flu, hand, foot, and mouth. We've had all kinds of diseases and ailments that have been in the limelight, and now Ebola, which Ebola is bad stuff. I mean, that stuff kills, and there's no real known cure for it. We tried one out called ZMapp, and it didn't do the job, even though that the two cases they were in fact cured, but it wasn't by ZMapp. And even to paraphrase the article that I read, even the Dr. Kent Brantley, even noted that it was a miracle of God that he survived the infection. So the topic that since we're bringing it up, the Ebola thing, we'll talk about that just because it's the hot button thing. Number one, it's being told to us that Ebola can only be transmitted via bodily fluid. So if someone spits on you, blood transfer, sexual contact, things like this where there's a bodily substance exchange, the infected can indeed transfer the disease to the new host. Now, if you've noticed, and a lot of people get a little paranoid about it. Why is the CDC wearing these full body, decon suits? Why are they taking these high-level precautions for something that's only bodily fluid, which would be something like MRSA or something like that? And to be honest, I think is because the lethality rate is pretty much 100%, almost. It's more like, I think, 98%, 95%, something like that. That, why take the chance? But let's get a few things clear. The first documented case of Ebola that was diagnosed inside the United States just happened this week. And it's got a lot of people talking, a lot of people freaking out. It happened in Texas. And of course the theory is, oh, it's got to be an illegal immigrant. And they're probably right. That's probably not a stretch to say that. So what does that tell us? Number one, that the theories are right. That pretty much open border policy was going to open up the doorway to a lot of third world diseases. It has. Now, Ebola is obviously at the top of the scare list, and it's rightfully earned that place through its destruction in these third world countries. But well, let's be clear. A lot of the medical technology and advances that we have in the United States that they don't have there, we should be able to quarantine whoever is infected without fear of really infecting anyone else. One would hope. The second theory and the second fear that comes along with that is that once Ebola is in the United States, can it be weaponized? Well, any virus can in fact be weaponized. Could Ebola be weaponized? It's a possibility. Is that something that we should be absolutely terrified of? I think it's something to put right here so that way we know that it is a possibility. Something that I tell people all the time, whether it be a dirty bomb, whether it be a nuclear attack, an EMP attack, whatever, the economic downfall of the country, whatever possibilities for the chaos to do what it is designed to do, whether it be disease, terrorism, economic downturn to the worst possible imagination, then it is for us to prepare for that type of incident. And that's water, food, some medical supplies, guns and ammo, knives. And I'm not talking, form your own militia, although that probably wouldn't hurt. Getting a plan, what to do, who to contact, how to stay in touch, do you have enough gas in your car? Do you know that you need to stay off the main highways because those are where places are going to start getting bottlenecked and bogged down. Things that, things to know. There are certain things that people need to research, and I've said this in previous videos, speaking of research, is that, and I even said this to a guy the other night at work, y'all need to stop researching for your fantasy football teams. Y'all need to stop, voting for who's going to win Big Brother, Survivor, The Voice, whoever. Stop doing all your research on this stuff. It does not matter. And do some research on the things that are going to directly affect you in the near future. I sincerely believe with all the things that are going on at our borders, with all the things going on with the Islamic State and all the things going on down in Mexico with these legal immigrants and everything else, the possibility for a terrorist attack on the scale of 9/11 or larger is more possible than it has been in the last 13 years. Okay? I mean, we have the beheading that happened in Oklahoma and then the beheading threat that happened the exact same day. The media and a lot of law enforcement agencies are trying to report it as a workplace violence incident. I'm calling BS. That was a jihadi action. The guy that cut off the woman's head down there in Oklahoma, he'd been trying to convert people to Islam. He's been tied to radical Islamists. Attended the same mosque as a conspirator for the 9/11 attacks. I mean, there's a lot of information's coming out, and guess what? It's not pointed to a isolated workplace violence incident. It's pointing to jihadist actions. I want you people to understand that our administration is not protecting us and our borders and our security like he's supposed to. This administration has failed us on so many levels over the course of the last basically term and a half, that this should not come as a surprise that we've now reached what I mean on the verge of critical mass here. We've reached the tipping point. of this nation falling under a massive terrorist attack that could wipe out thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people. We need to be vigilant. We need to pay attention to our surroundings. Who's around us? What are they doing? What's their behaviors? And here's what I want to tell you guys. If you really want to be vigilant, you really want to be prepared, don't be like that jerk with the cell phone that took the picture of the dial head down there in Texas that had the ISIS flag on his shoulder. Pick something up and beat him in the head with it. Okay? You see a guy marching around with the ISIS flag on his shoulder, it is open season. I'm tired of this PC bullcrap. I'm tired of all this. If you're walking around with an ISIS flag, I'm not taking no chances. You're going down. Okay? I may not shoot you in the face like a lot of your compatriots would just love to do to us, and you have done over there, but I will make sure that I pick the heaviest object I can find, and I will knock you out. Okay? And I'm telling y'all need to be strapped. I mean, I'm not saying be trigger happy. I'm not saying draw a pistol on everyone that you think is suspicious, but I'm telling you, if y'all want to protect yourself and your loved ones, go out, get a good sidearm, get your permit, and I'm telling you, if you have a state, if you're residing in a state that has a lifetime, get it. If you happen to reside in a state that has constitutional carry, definitely take advantage of it. But get your sidearm, take it to the range, get familiar with it, protect yourself, protect your family. It is your constitutional right to protect yourself, and that goes for men and women. If you're, women out there, if you're afraid of getting the biggest gun out there, don't worry about that. Something like a little burst of thunder 380 would be perfect. Get something that you can carry, that you're confident with yourself, and you're confident in the reliability of the firearm. And don't worry, if that first round doesn't knock them down, the second and third one, as long as it's well placed, will. You need to protect yourself. This is your right as a human. This is your right as an American, and you all need to do it. Take this warning. It is something bad will happen within our borders. I would probably say within the next 2 years. There will be some kind of attack on a scale that we have not seen, and it will come and it'll be bloody. I hate to say it, but this administration has done nothing to protect us. And the new report that was just came out yesterday, Barack Obama has missed over half of his second term. Over half of his second term, he has been out of country, golfing, vacationing, raising money for what I don't know. It's not like he can run again. Over half of his second term, he's been out. So I want you all to really take heed of the things that I'm saying here. It may sound like that I need a tinfoil hat on, but I'm telling y'all, read, research, and I am confident you'll come up with the exact same solution that I have. This isn't just some conservative sitting over here just spouting off Tea Party rubbish. This isn't some lunatic right-winger over here just spouting off a bunch of conspiracy theories. Do the research, put the pieces together for yourself, and I'm almost certain you will come up with a very similar picture. It's ugly. It's not a happy time for America, and we all need to start acting like we're at war, because, ladies and gentlemen, we are. So get right. Get your priorities in order. Start thinking with your heads, because some serious stuff is about to go down. With that being said, good luck out there. Please do your research. Please do your homework. Please be prepared, because your life may very well depend on it. So, good luck, goodbye, and I welcome you all back.